I had been to many funerals at the St. Paul's United Methodist Church in St. Paul's, North Carolina. And if you think Mayberry, you wouldn't be wrong about St. Paul's. It was my hometown. Um, but I had to also go to my grandfather's funeral there. I was 12 years old. And I remember being stunned at how many people were there. I'd been to that church every Sunday for my whole life. And now the partitions were up to the fellowship hall. There were people in the Sunday school rooms. There were people in the nursery. There were people in the choir room. And there were a lot of people standing outside. And I was not a bit surprised what my grandfather was like. His eulogy several times mentioned that he was the salt of the earth. Now, the salt of the earth is a Christian term. It basically means that a person's very humble, decent, and they want to improve the world. My best friend is Jewish, and she said he's a mensch, if that helps. I think that's another way to put it. I'm sure every religion has a similar concept. So, one of the big lessons Granddaddy always taught me was that there's sins of omission and sins of commission. You know, the commission ones, you know all about those, sugar, but the omissions, you got to watch for those. They're everywhere. And there is always something you can do and are not doing for someone else right now. I was a little daunted, but if he said it, oh, it was right. He was the best person I'd ever met, known, and ever will know, I'm sure. So his interest in civil rights was very close to my heart as well. He always fought against discrimination. He had a farm and he and his brother owned a grocery store. He constantly gave food to anybody who needed it. If you needed a barn built, he was right there. If you needed bailing out of jail, he was probably there too. He just did not judge people by anything but their character. So I knew that I loved civil rights based on my grandfather, and I knew that I had to help people because sense of omission, oh my goodness, I better watch out for this whole thing. And being a public servant, maybe that's the way I can kind of avoid it. So as a public servant, I tried to bring in all the things that he had taught me: being fair, honest, kind, respectful. And I always searched for equity in everything. So morally, for me, my lodestar was my grandfather. He was my beacon of light, and my moral compass will always point to him.